Hi everyone, it's Renee from the Staten Island Children's Museum. Today we will be making a catapult. First, we will need to talk about simple machines. What is a simple machine? These are machines that have very few working parts and help make work easier for us. Today we're going to focus on levers. Do you know what a lever is? A lever is an arm that tilts on a point called a fulcrum. This is a good way to lift heavy loads with less work. Let's look at this seesaw. When someone sits on one end, they go to the floor. If someone else sits on the other end, they can lift the person up off the floor. The force on one side lifts the other side. So the heavier the person on one side, the more force down, and the more they lift the person on the other side. Can you think of any other levers you have seen before? Scissors are also a lever. Now we are going to build a machine to launch a ball into the air. This machine is called a catapult. Can you say that with me? Catapult. For this project, we are going to need an arm. For this, we will use a spoon, a fulcrum, a block, a glue stick, a marker, or anything you can use to raise your lever arm. Something small to launch, a ping pong ball, a small pine cone, or pom-pom works great. An extender. You can use a ruler, popsicle stick, paint stirrer, scrap piece of wood, or anything that is long and does not bend. And a rubber band or tape. This is a fun experiment to do outside. You can use chalk to mark where your catapult is and where each launch lands to compare your tests. First, we are going to build our basic catapult. We will put our arm onto our fulcrum with the fulcrum about in the middle. Then we will put our ball onto our spoon. Hold the fulcrum and put your finger on the spoon directly on top of the fulcrum to hold the arm in place. Now the fun part. Hit the other side of the lever to launch the ball. Like in a seesaw, when you put force down on one side of the lever, the other side goes up. How far did it go? Use your chalk or any spare objects to mark where it's landed. Now it's time to experiment. Let's extend the arm to see if that changes how far the ball goes. Use your rubber band or tape to attach your spoon to the extender. Now set it up on your fulcrum and put your catapult in the same spot as you did the first time. Remember that mark. Now launch. Did it go further with a longer arm? Mark where it landed so you can compare. We can also experiment with the location of the fulcrum. What happens when you move the fulcrum closer to the ball? What about further away? You can change the height of the fulcrum, the size of the ball you are launching, and many other parts of your catapult. Let's get creative. What change did you make that launched the ball the furthest? Share your inventions with us on our social media.